Hello everyone, welcome to my brand new tutorial where I will teach you guys how to make your own simulator game. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video so you don't miss out on any future content. Let's get right into it. You might have already noticed that I already have a map along with a Slushie Tool. I will be linking both of these in the description. Let's get started. First, we need to take our starter player scripts from the simulator starter pack, move them into starter player, then move them into starter player scripts. Now that we've done that, we can create a script inside leader script service. This will be our leader stats. I'm going to name this player stats. Then we need to make our leader stats function, where it will detect when a player joins the game. You can do that like this. Game.players.player added connect function player. Then we need to create our leader stats folder. We can do that like this. Local leader stats equals instance dot new folder. Then we will go leader stats dot name equals leader stats and leader stats dot parent equals player. Now we need to create our Slushie variable. You can do that like this. Local Slushie equals instance dot new number value. Then Slushie dot name equals Slushie and Slushie dot parent equals leader stats. Now if we go into the game, once we load in, it will say the amount of Slushie each player has next to the player. Great. Now we can go into the game and we can move on to coding it so when the player drinks the Slushie, they will receive actual value from it. So we're going to start by going into the Slushie Tool and inserting a local script. I'm going to call this drink script. Start by typing this. Local player equals game.players.local player. Then type this in. Script.parent.activated connect function. Then what we need to do is add two things. First, we need to add a remote event that we'll fire to make it so it will add value. Because a lot of people don't know this, but when you change a variable from a local script, it will only change for the player that local script belongs to. So let's say you set your Slushie to 500 from a local script. To every other player it will appear as 0 except yourself. That's why we can use a remote event to change it on the server from a local script. I'm going to name this remote event give Slushie. I'm also inside the Slushie Tool going to add a bool value, and I'm going to call this debounce. Now what I can do is first make it so I can give the player Slushie. So we have to define this remote event. You can do that like this. Local give Slushie equals game.replicated storage give Slushie. Oh wait, I made a small mistake. After game.replicated storage, make sure to type in find first child, then type in give slushie. Next, we can make it so the player can fire this. So give slushie fire server. Next, we are going to add a remote script. To do this, go to server script service, add a script. I'm going to call this remotes. We are going to open up our drink script and we're going to copy this and paste it in here. Then we're going to write the function. You can do that like this. Give slushie dot on server invoke connect slushie. Give. Then above it you're going to write this: local function slushie give. Now that we've written that out, we can write what we want to do. Inside here, we're going to write player so we know what player fired it. Then we're going to add value to the player. So player dot leaderstats dot slushie dot value equals, and we're going to copy this, player dot leaderstats dot slushie dot value plus 1. Now if we go into the game, now actually I just caught a mistake in the output. I accidentally wrote on server invoke. You're going to want to replace on server invoke with on server event. On server invoke is used for a separate type of event called a remote function, which is a bit different than a remote event. Now when we load in, if we click, as you can see, our slushie goes up. Now if we go to the server, go to players and Glow Studios and look at the leader stats, it appears like this on the server as well. That's how we know it worked. Now what we need to do is add a debounce value. Now I realized something. You cannot change a debounce value within a local script, so we're going to delete this and do this a slightly different way. We're going to type this in at the top. Local debounce equals instance dot new bool value, and then below that we are going to type debounce dot value will equal false. Then we're going to go to our little function right here and type this in. If debounce dot value equals false, and you're going to need 2 equal signs for this, equals false, then below this right here you're going to type in an end, and then we're going to set debounce dot value to true, so you can't run it while this is in progress. We're going to wait 0.5, which is how long the debounce will be. Then debounce dot value will equal false. Now that we've done that, if we go in game, we should no longer be able to spam click, and we should have a wait timer keeping us from being able to spam our mouse. This is a very good way of preventing a player from using an auto clicker so they could get thousands of slushie in a few seconds. Now that we have set all of this up, we will be done for the video. Thank you guys for watching this. If you want to see more tutorials just like this one, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so I know you guys appreciate these tutorials. See you guys in the next video.